All right, guys, I'm back. It's October 3rd, and I got some players for us to incorporate into some player props. But before we do, let's recap yesterday. Bang! There you go, baby. Bobby hit Jr. single twice. Oh, it was absolutely amazing, that earlier game. Now all we needed was Luis Ariz to do what you got to do, baby. And what did he do on his first at-bat? Bang! Nice little single in there. He added another one. I just started recording this video before the game even ended. I don't know if he got more, but it doesn't matter. You both got a hit. That's all we needed to cash this parlay. All right, it's always easier to stick the tip jar out after a day like that. But don't get offended. I don't want any money. Do you see money in that tip jar? I don't. All I see in it is just give me a subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have or even haven't and you're about to do it, hit the like button, baby. And then, maybe put something in the comments because it makes it a little more fun. We might have had a great day yesterday, but we've had a great forever. When you look at the channel performance since we started the channel like a little over a year ago, I won't get into it. You can look if you don't know what the hell's going on, so you can educate yourself. And then on the bottom of the screen, I kind of give away what I'm doing in the stock market. Not everything, but just the cream of the crop plays. So check it out. All right, I got two players for us to look at for today. But if you're new here, all season long, I've had a tier 1 and tier 2 type quality of players where we select just to record a hit to put them into little hit parlays. And on our tier 2 plays, you can see over a 250 game sample size hitting at 74% winners. And then in our tier 1, the top tier, we hit 101 of the 122 for an 83% hit rate. All right, finally, we're going to get to the two plays for today. I won't get into this, but this is something you might want to read if you're new here. It's just harder to hit this time of the season. So be cautious, maybe reduce unit sizes, especially for today. I'll get into it, but let's get right to the first matchup. All right, first matchup, William Contreras versus Jose Quintana. When you look at this, well, first of all, there's just one baseball game. Everybody else got eliminated. There's only one game left. So the sample size of players is obviously very limited. So if I had a full slate of games, would the two players I'm going to bring forward be necessarily the ones I would probably select? I think Contreras might be, but the second one, not so much. So what I'm trying to say is I usually bet 1 unit on these player prop parlays. I might just drop down to a quarter unit at the very least. I might bump it up a little bit, maybe a third. I don't know if I'll go to a half. The bottom line is when you have a bird in hand and you're up from playing these all season long, you want to have a little fun, but you don't need to squander a full unit on something that maybe isn't worthy. Okay. Like I said, we want to have fun, but, the pool of players to select is very limited. So, let's get right into it. Contreras versus Jose Quintana. And when you look at the, little history between these two, Contreras, 8 at bats, 3 hits and a home run. That's pretty good. He's seeing Quintana well. When you look at Quintana, his pitch arsenal, 4 pitches, 26% of the time he throws a sinker at an average 249. Okay. The 4-seam fastball, again, at 26% of the time, a 227 batting average. It's relatively well. Then the curveball, 24% of the time, a 265, a hittable pitch. And then the changeup 24% of the time, a 203 batting average. Not too bad, okay? So it's the playoff time, okay? What happens? You get better pitchers, right? Because the teams that aren't in the playoffs, turns out their pitchers aren't that good, or they have not as many good pitchers, obviously. It takes more than just pitchers to be a successful baseball team, right, to get into the playoffs. But you know what I mean? It's harder to find great matchups because you have a lot better pitchers because they're on good teams and they're in the playoffs, okay? So nothing to be afraid of. Not typically something I would necessarily go up against. It's not horrible, but Contreras, I think he can get the job done if we just ask him just to record a hit. Because when you look at what he's done against the 4 pitches he will see, he's just crushing it. The sinker, a 429. The 4-seam fastball, a 313 rate all season long, hitting that against left-handed pitchers. The curveball, just 2 at-bats versus left-handed pitchers, so that's a wild card pitch right there, so we don't know. But then the changeup, he crushes at a 400 rate all season long. So 3 of the 4 pitches, he just dominates versus left-handed pitchers. So We'll see what happens. Ballpark Pal has this listed as a strong advantage for Contreras. He represents the worst 6th percentile of possible matchups for Jose Quintana. Contreras recorded at least 1 hit in 10 of his last 14 games. Pretty hot. So consider Willie Contreras just to record a hit. All right, next matchup. And this one might be the one that's a little sketchy. They say you're only as strong as the weakest link in a chain. The chain can be super strong, but if one of those links is as soft as butter or what have you, you're only as good as that, right? It'll fail. The chain link will fail the system. So the bottom line is Francisco Lindor. It's not a horrible matchup. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, there's not much to choose from. He's taking on Tobias Myers. And you look at Myers' pitch usage percentage, 4-seam fastball 38% of the time, a 274 batting average. Great. Not very good. Not horrible. But Lindor only a 259 batting average versus the 4-seam fastball all season long. Now you look at Myers. Oh, man, it's getting good. The cutter, 27% of the time. You suck, a 362 batting average given up. What an opportunity for Lindor. Oh, but he only hits the cutter at a 214 rate. Okay, I'm not loving that. And then you move on to the next pitch, the changeup, 19% of the time. Myers, a 103 batting average given up. Absolutely, that's a pretty good. But Lindor, a 333. So right now it's like, man, how is he going to fare against these pitches? Okay, the fourth pitch, 11%, the slider, a 154 batting average. So again, another pitch he commands relatively well, the slider. But Lindor crushes the slider at a 338 rate on the season. Ballpark Pal has this listed as a strong advantage for Lindor. Okay, he represents the worst 12th percentile of possible matchups for Myers. Lindor has been hot, though, for a very long time. He may have not hit yesterday, but he's recorded at least 1 hit in 35 of his last 42 games. So, like I said, there's not much to choose from. These are the best 2 players that I found today to put in a parlay. Is this the strongest parlay that I've ever given out to record a hit with 2 players? No. So like I said, back off with the bet size or pass altogether. But I like to have a little fun. I think that it's more likely to win than not. That's why I'm bringing it forward. But you never know. Sometimes it could be just really disappointing sometimes. And like I said, Lindor is not typically the spot that he's in right now versus this pitcher and everything that goes into it. Not necessarily someone that I would pick on a nightly basis when you have a large slate of games to choose from. There's always better players. But like I said, what can you do? You want to have a little fun? This is what I'm bringing to the table. Take it or leave it. So, yeah, that's about it. Unfortunately, some of the other teams couldn't tie the series up because there were some other players that absolutely loved the opportunity to be able to use them to record a hit. But, what can you do? So that's about it. So I guess there'll be no video for baseball on October 4th because the games won't resume until the 5th Saturday. But I will have on the 4th, I'll have some college football, NFL material to get ready for this week. And that's about it. I just wanted to say absolutely love every single one of you guys. You got the freaking best. I know I say it all the time, but it's so true, man. You guys just make this so much fun. And I'll just leave it right there. And can we get another parlay to cash? It would be absolutely amazing. I love every single one of you. And I'll just talk to you guys tomorrow.